Hey there, this is Ben with MotoTOYS, and on this episode we are going to be cleaning this carburetor. Stay tuned! Okay, so as you can see here, this carburetor is pretty dirty on the outside, which is a really good indicator that it's dirty on the inside. Because this foam air filter really does, well, pretty much dick, nothing. So before we take this carburetor off and clean it, we are going to use some carb cleaner to clean it on the outside to make sure we don't make the problem worse. So caked on grease is going to require a little bit of an extra touch, so spray on your favorite spray lubricant or diesel fuel or pretty much any petroleum distillate, and then that'll help break up the grease, and then you can give it a good scrub with a toothbrush. And then we'll just rinse it again with the carb cleaner. Alright, so now that we have our carburetor all cleaned up, we can go ahead and start taking the air filter box off. If you have enough clearance, you won't need to do this step. And then we can go ahead and loosen this. That should allow us to twist. Really regretting not wearing gloves today. Oh, this is a goopy mess. Then we're just going to break the section of the hose here with a flat screwdriver from the bottom. There we go. Then we should be able to pull that off. And we'll unscrew the top of our carburetor. Alright, and then we'll just leave the needle and slide there. And we're going to go take this over to the workbench. Okay, so here we have our carburetor off the bike. First thing we're going to do to get access to the float bowl is remove it with these two screws. Okay. And yeah, as you can see, we got some crap on the inside of the carburetor down there. Yeah, we got some dirt there too. That would be the float that we had the dirt on. And then, let's see here. Down there, where the float shutoff is, that's where we need to get our spray in to stop this carburetor from leaking. Okay, so to gain access to that hole where the shutoff, I don't know what you call that, shutoff float level thing. Anyway, wherever that little trapezoid lands in there, we need to get to there to clean it out. So I'm just going to use this piece of wire here to push the pin through far enough, and then if I get it through far enough, I should be able to grab it with a little needle nose pliers on the other end. Oh, there we go. Okay. Gonna be gentle here. Okay, so that's the little point here that sits in way down there, and that's what shuts your fuel off when you're not using your carburetor under full power, so it doesn't flood out of the back of the carburetor. So a lot of times you can get a little bit of dirt down there, and then that'll prevent this from sealing perfectly, which means you have a drippy carburetor. So now that we got this apart, we're going to hose all this down with some carb cleaner. Okay, this is also a good time to check, see if you have any residual dirt. We got a little bit right there, we'll get rid of that too. Get the jets cleaned out. Ugh, I ate that one. Okay, that part's clean, and we'll just clean off the bowl quick. And then our float. Okay, now we're just going to go ahead and reassemble the carburetor. There we go. Alright, there we go. Now our carburetor is assembled and clean and ready to go back on the bike. Okay, so before we go ahead and put the carburetor back on, we are going to clean off the needle and slide. This is also a good time to check if your needle's worn. If you have an hourglass shape on that needle, it means that your mixture is going to be way off. So you'll want to replace the needle and the jet at that time. But this one's in pretty nice shape, so I'm just going to go ahead and clean it up here. I'm also going to wipe off the intake tube as well. Make sure we don't have any dirt there or on the inside. Alright, now it's carburetor time. Alright, and then you want to line this up so you have your long slide on the side with the little hill, I guess you'd call it. There you go. And it should slide all the way down if you have it aligned properly. There we go. Okay, got that installed. And then before we clamp this in place, we're going to go back to the bench and clean up that air filter. Okay, here's our extremely pukey air filter. This is just downright disgusting. So we're going to go ahead, take that out. Ooh, sludge city. And yeah, as you can see, foam completely clean, aside from one tiny blade of grass that it caught, and all the rest went right into the carburetor. So you can always upgrade these to something better if you have room. I'm gonna squeeze out that extra oil there, but basically for all this this sludge in the carburetor, just gonna use, again, spray lube, whatever you like, WD-40 or I don't care, Super Tech, PB Blaster, whatever, anything to bust up that grease, and a toothbrush. Alright, and then we're just going to go ahead and hose this down with some more carb cleaner after we get the outside clean. Okay, now carb cleaner. Alright, now we can reassemble and put this on the carburetor. And then for some completely unnecessary pyromania, throw your wet rags out and set them on fire. Alright, now that we got that super important task accomplished, we can go ahead and put our air filter back on, which is really difficult on this frame. Ugh. Okay, now we'll just go ahead and center the carb so it's sitting level, and then tighten it back up. There you go, and that's all it is to cleaning your carb. Alright, thanks for watching today, everyone. I will see you on our next episode of MotoTOYS next week, In the meantime, make sure to subscribe if you haven't already and click that bell notification. See you guys later. That's where the camera is on this. Woo!